All right, like I said, I don't know when my last video cut off or whatever, but I'm busy trying to do what I gotta do, y'all. I'm on my poor man's journey right now, is what my mama would call it back in the day. She said, "You on your poor man's journey?" I'm on my poor man's journey right now. I got to, I gotta take care of some things. But anyway, you guys, this is going to be part 4 of the Undercurrent, and I'm going to try to make this last, um, the last audio for that particular series, because I don't really feel comfortable talking about this to the extent that I'm really ready to talk about it. And I said, okay, I'm going to let this sit for a minute because the problems that we're facing have already happened. And that's the thing. They've already happened. And I have been working as a parent and as a woman, as a child of God. I've been working through a lot of things over the last couple years. But with all of what's been happening, I do feel comfortable enough saying that it has become very clear that all of that shit was a setup. It was a setup on my kids. It was a setup on me. It was a setup on my business. And it was a setup on everything that has anything to do with me. And what they like to do is put people in my environment to speak for them. So we're going to always feel comfortable enough to repeat what we're hearing. So seeing that I wasn't recording, they like to, because they're all tapped into my phones and my devices. They know when I'm recording and all that, right? So seeing that everybody knew that I wasn't recording, they sent someone in here. And in response to these videos or this audio, what they had to say was, yep, and I don't really give a fuck and I don't really care. And in response to that, I said, I do give a fuck, but I don't give a fuck about what it is that you are talking about. Okay? So my attitude is this. I am a mother. I have my children out of love. I had my children because I wanted them. I did not have my children as a form of a sacrifice. I didn't have my children to keep a nigga. I didn't have my children because I felt like, oh, I need to feel like more of a woman. I didn't have my children for money. I didn't have my children for anything outside of the fact that I wanted them. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe there are some people out there that don't give a fuck and they can't relate to what I'm talking about when I speak so passionately about family and love and unity and community and pulling people together and trying to be the best mom that I can be, the best woman I can be, in the whole nine. People can't relate to that because the foundation that they had their children on, if they have children, is probably not in alignment with what I can relate to, if that makes sense. Okay, so I want to be real clear about something. Stop sending people into my environment to tell me things just because you want to be mean to me, or just because you want to kind of rub salt into the wound. Because I told the lady that you sent in here, I said to myself, I said, you're dealing with a parent that loves her children. Be very mindful of the assignments that you are taking from whomever it is that's sending you as a messenger, because you don't want anything to happen to you either in the process. This is a very serious situation, and I love my family, and I've said that before. I don't feel like I need to say it again. I don't give a damn what's going on, what's being said, who acting like who, what, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Let that be something that we work out within our circle. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit back and not speak about what in the hell has happened to detour my child's life. Because, see, there are people out there who will do spell work on your children, and they will put people around them to make sure that the spell work is infused into them by way of giving them drugs. Oh, I'm your friend, girl. I would never give you nothing that's going to have you, messed up and this and that. Next thing you know, child out here doing all kind of shit that she would never be doing because you so upset with me that you couldn't get at me, and now you feel like, well, I'm going to corrupt your children. For someone to have that kind of heart like that, I'm not going to say what I really, really want to say, because somebody already know what I really want to say, but I'm going to keep it real cute on this here platform. But you're going to get all of that back and then some. You don't attack people's children, and I don't give a fuck who you are. You never attack people's children, ever. Okay? Not even in your mind, you don't do that. I remember being a little girl, and I remember grown-ass women saying under their breath that I was an ugly child. I remember people talking about my hair. I remember people talking about how thin I was. Okay? I used to have a skin condition when I was little. I still deal with it to this day. Like, it was very similar to eczema. They used to talk about that. Grown-ass women talking about a baby, a little kid. And I made a vow during that time when I got old enough to understand that they were just ignorant and that I shouldn't allow what they said and what they did to affect me. I made a vow during that time that I would never do that to a child. And I have kept that vow. Okay? Because there's no reason that you should ever come for a child. You understand me? They are here for us. We are here for them, because I was going to say they are here for us to lead and for us to teach and for us to embrace and guide them along their journeys with love and compassion. You should never, ever put yourself in a position where you are corrupting a child. That's just on period in general. So I've already done my little breathing or whatever the case is. I am perfectly aware that people do not care about my family. They do not care about me. They do not care about this situation. They're really just here for the entertainment or a quick little key. But I need you to understand that I'm not posting any of these things for you to be entertained. I am posting these things so that I can make sure that I have archived my feelings and I can go back and I can work through some things that I know I need to work through. Whether it be the type of language that I use, I need to improve that so I can be a better woman and communicate clearly. Whether it be expanding my vocabulary, because I know that there are times where I should be in the dictionary, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Whether it be because I feel like maybe I need to structure my messages a little bit better so that I can shorten up some things and make sure that I cover more ground in my videos. Whether it be an informational video, whether it be a motivational video, whatever the case may be, I want to make sure that I'm able to convey the messages properly, using a format that's polished. And to me, I'm not a very, very polished person, but I can be. I can be more polished than I am. I'm very relaxed in how I deliver my messages. And I've allowed a lot of, feedback from people who really don't matter to affect me in some cases. And I had to check myself about that as well. But just to kind of move away from that situation, to be very clear, I also do not care, okay, about what you're talking about. I don't care about you calling me no snitches, no rats, no nothing. This is my family, okay? And you all set me up. Whoever you all are, y'all set me up. I didn't come looking for anybody. I didn't come looking for you. You targeted me because you saw that I was an easy target. I was a single parent and I had my children, and you felt like you would be able to get over on me. Somebody lied to you possibly and told you I had something that I did not have. Probably thought I had some money because of how I carry myself, because of my taste and the way I live and things like that. Probably didn't even know, she's struggling just like the rest of us. She's putting things together and trying to make ends meet like the rest of us. It's just about how you do it. But when you're dealing with individuals who are jealous-hearted and you're dealing with people who don't really know how to, build themselves up without other people, you're going to face that type of issue. And for me, that's what I faced. And that led into some other things, and there was a domino effect, but I've already gone through all of that, so you guys know what's up. In fact, you guys know a lot more than, shit probably I know, to be honest. about it because a lot of you guys have the inside scoop and you've seen it play out firsthand. While I'm over here, working and this and that, a lot of you already know because either you had something to do with it or you just bear witness. Okay? So moving forward, like I said, I am not allowing anyone to even pretend to threaten me with a CPS situation. Let me explain something to you about your workers, your fake workers that you sent out here to me. Not only do I have the documentation that they touched and they have their fingerprints on, but I also have samples of their handwriting and I have them on camera stating that they work for the county. They interviewed me and I recorded it with their permission in a public place. I'm covered, so you could try it if you want to. You can lie on me about my babies if you want to. Go ahead and do that. I welcome you to do that. I encourage you to, matter of fact. Okay? I have DNA samples, all kind of shit sitting up in the goddamn box because I've been waiting on somebody to try me when it come to my babies. Okay? I got everything down to fingernail clippings. Just like y'all been spying on me, I've been spying on your ass too every time I catch your ass around my goddamn property. Wherever that may be. If a motherfucker leave behind as something as little as a piece of goddamn hair lint out their pocket, I'm gathering it and I'm putting it in a motherfucking bag. They said I should be in the forensics. I said, no, that ain't my flow. I like fashion. Okay, I like to motivate people and I like to stay positive and do my own thing. But see, since we throwing out all of these threats and shit towards me and I never throw anything back, that is officially my first one. Keep playing with me about my children and shit gonna get real loud around here and I don't care who I'm talking to. That is still my child. Understand me? And currently she is missing. My son is currently missing. My other son, I haven't heard from him in several months. And I don't want to hear, Mom, I'm grown, I'm busy, I'm working and this and that and this and that. I'm a mother and my mother's intuition is telling me that you niggas is playing with my motherfucking family and you done went too goddamn far with it. Okay? So you can try if you want to. But I guarantee you this, before I check up out of here and before you take my life, somebody gonna go all the way down right along with me. And that is for the record. Breather. I think that a lot of people, while they're in this popularity contest, they've never really rocked with nobody that is authentic on the level that I am, okay? And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit back and do something to someone that I know I wouldn't want done to me. And yes, I understand we live in a dog-eat-dog world and all that type of stuff. And yes, I know we live in a world of vampires and cannibals and Satanists and all kinds of shit that's going on. I get it, okay? And just because I don't subscribe to a religion, that doesn't mean that I'm open to any of that. So I want to be very clear about something. I serve the Most High, okay? I abide by the rules and the teachings of the Most High. I don't serve Satan. I understand what some people feel. I get that, and you are welcome to have those feelings. And to really be honest, I understand even more in depth because of our history and how it's been manipulated and what we've been forced to think and what has been used to oppress us as a people and also just to guide us in certain directions so that we wouldn't be much of a threat to others, right? The miseducation aspect of it is what I mean. So I understand. But when you take that and you forget about that core value that we all are supposed to have, and within that core value, there is this little thing called common courtesy, self-respect, and respect for others. All of that worldly shit should be moved to the side. It's almost like when you see maybe an elderly lady or something like that walking across the street, you see the light is about to change. You should be, that core should prompt you to help her, or at least walk on the side of her where the traffic is and let her take her time. And no matter how long it takes her, you make sure you're there as a shield for her so that nobody hits her and nobody bothers her. Okay, that's what's supposed to reside in that core, things like that. And within that comes also, don't fuck with people's children. So I don't know, but as a mother who is openly concerned about what has happened and what is currently going on, okay, I would not encourage anyone to try me on this one. Now let's finish what I was saying before. My daughter she had clearly taken something, and it was very scary for all of us. Okay. Then the next thing you know, making up stories and things like that. Traditional shit that you would hear people say when you hear them explain the drastic difference between when their family member or their loved one was, fine and had never touched a drug or anything. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, this drastic difference. Now they're like, kind of like, crazy in a sense. So I, as a mother, have been dealing with that and trying to find stability so that I can take care of my child, so I can see about her and get her back to herself. And while you all have been blocking me from said stability by blocking my opportunities, blocking income, blocking me from finding housing, blocking me from being able to get a new car, blocking me from all of this shit, I know that indirectly you're doing that so that you can get to my child who is now very vulnerable. Okay? I know that that's what you've done. I know that you're trying to get to her, and I know what you're trying to do to her. And as a mother, my prayers work. Be very careful with my kids. Don't set your sights on everybody's families, because some people are not willing to sacrifice the people that they love, even if they themselves have been sacrificed.